Alright everybody, so what you are going to get is going to be a screwdriver, mini screwdriver, and a headband. And the headband looks like this. Let me undo it. Like so. So I'm going to do the installation on a set of these Bose SoundTrue Around-Ear headphones. Now this headband will fit on your QC3. It will fit on your AE2. The AE2 is exactly the same as the SoundTrue AE. The only difference is the plug here for the cable. It also will fit on the SoundTrue On-Ear and the the On-Ear 2 headphones. Now, if you look at the QC3 headphones I have here, you can see I have installed the headband already. And then you compare it to the headband that you're going to get on the Bose headphone. So ours is a bit wider. It's also a bit thicker to make it more comfortable. And we're using protein leather underneath rather than the material here. It's like a nylon, and that's because that nylon there absorbs a lot of sweat and it gets gross, stinky, and falls apart. The protein leather will be able to be wiped down and things like that, and it doesn't absorb the sweat as much. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is extend the headphone arms. We're going to pin the headphones in place like this. We're going to get our screwdriver, and we're going to unscrew these two screws on the clip. I have a towel down on the table here because these screws are very small, and if for any reason they fall out while you're screwing and they start bouncing around, they could end up on the floor and you might never find them. So the towel is very helpful. Let's see here, almost. There you go. Okay, we're now on to cutting off the headband. So this is the point of no return, and you're going to need to get a pair of scissors or a box style knife that's going to cut. We're going to cut down the seam of the headband right on the side here. You can see it where the nylon meets the PU leather on top. And the reason why we're doing that is because you can see that the cable here runs straight down the middle. And we want to avoid cutting that cable at all costs. Alright, so this is the point of no return. What you should do is watch the rest of this video from this point on before you cut off the headband, and that way you know exactly what's involved with putting on the new one, etc. Because if you don't feel comfortable doing it, you're going to want to stop now and just return the headband instead of going forward, because once it's off, it's off. So, I got my scissors. I'm going to dig these in right underneath the seam right here, and I'm just going to start cutting. These scissors aren't that sharp. All right. There we go. So you can see I'm going down the seam. It's going pretty well, but these scissors suck, so it's taking ages. Let's go here. Okay, we're done. You fold it off. What do we have here? There's the stuffing in the inside of it. And then we have another layer right here of material. So I'm gonna have to cut that as well. So I'm gonna go on the nylon only. actually have not come across 2 layers of material. They've separated them on this set. Right, that's enough there. I'm just gonna rip it now. If I can, there we go. That's easier. There we go. The other part of the insert. And then we have all of this off now. And all you're left with is the metal band and the cable in the middle. And we're ready to go. So what you want to do is pay attention to these little cutouts on the sides. This is where the headband needs to line up above. And you want to focus on this little thing here. This one's, you know, bright green, but some of them will be black or white depending on the color you have. Headphones. This is the cable guard. It's a hard piece of plastic, and sometimes it will move up like that. And once it moves up like that, you can't fit the clip on because the clip fits in between these 2 little slots that have been cut out in the metal. So you need to take your finger and just push that down to make sure it's clear of those areas. So as this is an older model of Bose headphones, the scrims don't have left and right on them. And then when you look on the actual plastic, it doesn't really say it either. The best way to tell which side is left and right is you're going to look at the cable plug. That's usually on the left side. Whether it's the AE2s or the QC3s, etc. It's almost always the left side, if not always the left side. So now we want to know if it's the left side or the right side, because when we put on the headband, we want the front part with the seam here that looks new and everything else to be at the front, because when you fold it over, obviously the back part is going to have where that Velcro connects. So we want the front to be looking like that, and then the back is obviously, it looks similar, but obviously that gap where the 2 pieces of material come together will be there. So you can see here on the metal, I have the cable guard in the right place. The clips the slots are open. Slots are open, and I'm gonna install the headband now. I want the headband to be measured where it's right above these little slots on both sides. So let's go. We have left. So it's gonna be like this. Fold over the back first. We want to make sure this cable stays under, obviously. What you can do for that is to keep it in the middle, like that. And then let's do this right here. Okay. So now, what you want to do is pull from the middle over and line it up with the edge here. That was pretty good. Let's do it one more time. We want to get it in the middle first so that the rest is easy to line up. So pull it straight over to the edge. Only worry about that center part. Right now that is lined up. The rest doesn't matter because it's already been stretched over. Once we pull this up and over, it'll be easy. If this was down here somewhere, when we tried to pull the rest up and over, it wouldn't work. So right now, I'm gonna just adjust the sides, pulling up and over, and lining that up. There we go. So that is aligned and level. All right, so we have the headband lined up, and you want to pay attention to these little slots here. You need the headband directly above those little slots, like that. And then over here, you can see it's the same. If it's even slightly less than that, something like that, that's gonna get in the way of the screws when you try to attach the clips. So you need to have it aligned right to that edge. That will keep things clear. Okay, you're gonna get the back clip. One of those. This is the top, where the little teeth are. And we're going to align our headband so we know it's in the right spot. Should be, oh, cable guard's in the way. There we go. So it should be right about there. And it looks like that. There we go. I'm now going to put that down on the table so the table will hold it in place. Put my finger right there, get the front clip. There we go. And now the screws are hard because they're tiny. Okay. So that one is in place. Let's zoom in here. And I'm just going to screw this one in partially, not fully. Just so we can have a little bit of an adjustment if we need to when we get the other one. Right. It's very difficult to show putting the screw in because they're too small, but they go in. Screw this one in all the way. And then we'll go back to this one here. You don't want to push down on that plastic and screw this one in all the way. If you don't push down, what'll happen is you'll just have the plastic sticking out more. Oops. Autofocus, go. Anyways, the plastic will stick out more here, which we don't want. Alright. Alright, number 2. So that one looks aligned nicely. Get that back part. Put that in place. Now when we look at the alignment here, this is where you're going to find the trouble. You might see there's some material like hanging over one of these little holes. If that's the case, what you want to do is grab the leather and pull it this way. Get as much pull of the leather towards this clip over here, as possible to give you that space that you need. You'll get a couple millimeters and it works out. So now we're going to do the same thing as before. There we go. All finished. It looks like that. That's the front. That's the back. And then that's the top. All aligned. So if you have any questions, drop them down below.